This is a racist chart. This is a straight up racist chart. So there's something I kind of need to tell you guys. So you guys already know that with the onset of COVID-19, the virus robbed many stores absent of the basic necessities that people need, with everyone in a race for essential items such as toilet paper, water, food. And though things may be looking up, I still think that there's something you guys should do just to take necessary precaution for things that are coming in the future, because the future still does look pretty dim. Stockpile emergency food. Yes, I know, stockpile emergency food. But seriously though, because at any moment a disaster could totally strike the United States, especially a financial collapse given the whole situation that we're in right now. But with emergency food from My Patriot Supply, you don't really have to worry anymore. Their food lasts up to 25 years storage life, so you'll never go hungry or even have to stand in food lines. Honestly guys, it really is amazing. I myself bought 2 huge buckets of these things that I got for my family, containing 4 weeks of food in each bucket, with a wide variety of food such as mac and cheese, soup, and of course buttermilk pancakes, because me personally, I'm in love with buttermilk pancakes. Not to mention that My Patriot Supply is America's leader in survival food, so you really won't regret buying from these guys whatsoever. And that's why I've arranged for you 70% off their popular 4-week food kit that has over 2,000 plus calories a day. All you have to do is just go to preparewiththeconversation.com to stockpile for your next emergency, and your 4-week kit will just arrive at your doorstep discreetly in just a few days. Honestly, I wouldn't wait. The time is now, before any financial crisis or any crisis of that matter were to hit. If you're going to prepare for the future, I suggest you prepare right now. Remember, that is 70% off. All you have to do is go to preparewiththeconversation.com for a deal on their popular 4-week food kit that has an amazing 25-year shelf life, and like I said, over 2,000 calories a day. So get prepared and go get yours now. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally hit rock bottom. We have finally, I feel like we've hit rock bottom a long time ago, but I feel like this is a new low. U.S. schools send out charts calling for an end to regime of whiteness. Controversial dossier containing information on white traders at a public school has left commentators in disbelief. I feel like it's left everybody in disbelief. It says a chart identifying the 8 levels of white identity has caused outrage in the U.S. after a school sent out guidelines encouraging students to dismantle the, quote, regime of whiteness. The scale is color-coded red to green on a scale of severity. Also includes white critical, which, quote, in their own definition of white critical, it says critiques whiteness and invests in exposing the white regime and refuses to remain complicit with the regime. Okay, for someone who's critical of it, okay? So I'm gonna put it up on the screen for all to see, but here are the 8 white identities, starting from white abolition to white supremacist. Everything in between: white traitor, white critical, white confessional, white benefit, white privilege, white voyeurism, and white supremacist. I feel like we have seriously reached a new low. So for all my white subscribers out there, I need to know what level of white you are. And apparently, we have university professors to break down exactly what kind of white you are based off of 8 categories. They have the definitions of each. White supremacist, it says here, clearly marked white society that preserves names and values white superiority. White privilege may critique supremacy, but a deep investment in questions of fairness, equality under the normalization of whiteness and the white rule, sworn goal of diversity. White benefit, sympathetic to a set of issues but only privately, won't speak or act in solidarity publicly because benefiting through whiteness in public. Some POC are in this category as well. White confessional, some exposure of whiteness takes place, but as a way of being accountable to POC after seek validation from person of color. Number 6, white critical, take on board critiques of whiteness and invest in exposing, marking the white regime. Refuses to be complicit with the regime. Whiteness speaking back to whiteness. White traitor actively refuses complicity, names what's going on. Intention is to subvert white authority and tell the truth at whatever cost. Need them to dismantle institutions. And white abolitionist, changing institutions, dismantling whiteness, and not allowing whiteness to reassert itself. Primarily, if you're white, you happen to fall into one of these categories. This is the very opposite of getting rid of racism. Can you even imagine if if white people, or if institutions in general, took something like this and they made it into black people? This chart demonstrates the complete opposite of what it means to have true equality, to the point where we have to pick on white people and actually break down who white people are into subcategories. There are so many white people in this world, and you're telling me that I can go to every single white person in the world and apply these 8 identities to them, and that'll tell me everything I need to know about their views towards, white privilege and society in general as a whole? And they're putting this in the university schools. Kids are going to be growing up. Kids are going to be watching this. Now, anybody with a thinking brain just might say, you know what, this is pretty stupid. Well, no, not exactly, because we have the transgender issue with men competing in women's sports, which is a video I'm going to be doing on, so look out for that. But if people are accepting of that, people are accepting of anything. The principal of East Side Community School in New York sent white parents this tool for action, which tells them they must become white traitors and then advocate for full white abolition.
For even one cursed with the skin of coal can enter the gates of paradise if he hates his own blackness. In white Jesus' name, amen.
What?
That's right, Robert Freeman. You must hate thyself to save thyself.
This is a racist chart. This is a straight up racist chart. It kind of takes me back to that video that we watched. What exactly are white people superior at, and how they were trying to show what white people were superior at. Kind of like in this, they're trying to show the different levels of white people, but the whole idea just kind of turns on its head, and it shows how racist they really are. And the sad part about this is that if you are someone who is in the social justice movement, for example, like I said, a lot of people I went to college with, if you're in the social justice movement and you're trying to preach to me about MLK, but at the same time you're spouting this nonsense, I'm not going to take you serious for half a minute, for half a second. Because, like I said, and I've gone through this a million times before, this is just a general surface of it. But you're telling me that you support the equality of all mankind, but yet at the same time, you're going to use that frame of reference, MLK, and you're going to say that would MLK support this? I want to be judged by the content of what? What do I want to be judged by the content of? What? My skin color? My 8 identities? Or was it my content of character? I forget which one he said. Because it looks to me like it sounds, in their own Bible of how the world works, it says, to them anyway, that Martin Luther King must have said that he wants to be judged off of the 8 white or 8 black identities. The latest controversy came after a school in California was revealed to be conducting racial theory exercises with students, requiring children to deconstruct their racial identities and then rank. I just said that. They want people to basically compartmentalize every single aspect of who you are, where you grew up, the privilege that you have, the power that you hold. And like we've discussed it before in the channel, yes, people do definitely have privilege in this society, more so than others. But to break it down and say, hey, you're white, so we're gonna basically rank you off of your whiteness? One commenter bit back at critics, claiming their alarmism was a result of them fearing the loss of power their skin color has brought them. So if you are white and you think that this is stupid, well, guess what? You're just afraid of losing the white power that you have. Do some people genuinely feel that way? Yeah, I'm sure of it. But we're not speaking about those people. We're speaking about everybody. Do all white people think the same? No. There's a lot of white people that look at this and say, whoa, wait a minute. MLK said this, the content of character. If BLM, if all these organizations, which would be considered on the left side, if all these people are advocating for social equality and equality in general on the whole, we should stop talking about race. Wasn't it Morgan Freeman who said, if you want racism to end, to just stop talking about it? Now, I know that it's easier said than done, but he has a point there. If we want to stop looking at the color of our skin, we need to stop, first of all, ranking white people based off of these categories. Do we really even need Martin Luther King in the mix for us to talk about something so self-evident and something so stupid to the degree of, hey, you know what? Maybe this is racist. What if we took every Mexican, every white person, every black person, and we just all broke them down into subcategories? We have a school-wide commitment to celebrating diversity, promoting social justice, and combating racism, sexism, homophobia, classism, and any other form of discrimination. The official website reads, if you were really, no, I think you should switch it. You're promoting sexism, homophobia, classism, discrimination, racism. They don't even have they don't even know the first clue of what it means to be diverse if they're gonna start basically saying, hey, you need to conform. What is diversity if this website or if this college is trying to teach everyone to basically conform to one way of thinking? How much diverse can you be? The only call to action I would give to this is for anybody who does have social media, repost this and line it up with exactly what MLK said. I keep referencing MLK because social justice warriors love to reference MLK. Do you think he would really want to go for this? If MLK was alive today, do you think he would support this? That's all I gotta say on this. But for those of you who haven't seen this, or for those of you who had, just know that this is a perversion of anything equality. This is the backwards version of anything of what MLK said, what equality stands for. They preach about diversity, equality, and all this other stuff, but yet they don't even know where to start. So what do? They come up with identity charts. Yeah, go figure, right? Anyway, guys, I thank you guys for watching this video. This is actually pretty outrageous. Nonetheless, I'll see you guys in the next video.